Okay, so I'm a member of a couple of forums, other forums on other social media sites, and our conversation this time was about cheating spouses and how do you forgive them or get over the hurt, etc. So, one of our questions was, what are some of the ways to get over your cheating spouse? One response was, file for divorce, and if your state compensates you for adultery, get a lawyer and get all that you deserve. Throw all of his things that remind you of him away. Do not keep one single picture. If you must keep pictures because you have children, put them in a box for a while. Close them up. Stop listening to slow, sad love songs. Put on dance music and dance every day. Listen to women empowering songs. If you follow this advice, you will be over him before you know it. By the way, you are not losing anything valuable. If he cheats on his wife, you better believe he is going to treat his mistress worse when you leave him, because the challenge will be over for him. No more playing games, no more people chasing you, no more having choices. So when the spouse that has been cheated on walks away, the cheating spouse loses hope because they don't feel valuable anymore because they're not being chased after. I was in a bad marriage with a lot of arguing, Miss Sophie said. I did not know he was a narcissist until a couple of years ago, and from studying, he is a grandiose type. I got involved for over the last 12 years in a strange relationship with lots of drama, ups and downs, me questioning my own reality, sanity, including asking myself if I was truly abusing him, because he has gaslit me to believe such. Turns out when I got injured in a car wreck, the neck surgery made it worse. I developed more and more health issues, and he didn't care about anything but himself. I didn't file for divorce, but due to lack of evidence of his behavior, it was declined. I wonder what state she lives in. Wow. You filed for divorce, but it was declined? Maybe we're missing some information here. We need some fillers. 2 months later, I got recommended to this person, a hack. He helped provide evidence by hacking into my husband's phone and spying on all of his activities. And eventually I was able to spy on his phone through mine. All thanks to this genius hacker. I'm so flustered I can't even speak. When I was able to gather up evidence and then file for another divorce, this time around it was granted. I am very happy now and living my best life. Another question was that, is the saying, I do love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore, true? Has anyone experienced this? How can you stop loving someone? And a response was, of course it's possible to fall out of love with someone and still love them. Think of a marriage 20 years or longer, and they are just staying together until the kids grow up. Normally, people fall out of love within a few years. They lose those butterflies that they once had that makes them feel giddy. I think loving a person and not being in love with the person is more meaningful. No one stays in love forever. It's sort of a comparison to lust. I wish the replier would have gave us more information, because that was really an intriguing answer, but a lot of information is missing. Um, Another responder said, "Just my story. You decide." He had her on the side the whole time we were married, the first time, and I wasn't aware. We separate, and he gets her pregnant. One of these. A man effing around without protection. Do you know how many diseases you can bring back? He don't care. Wow. Anyway, fast forward 3 years. He begs me to take him back. I still do not know that she has been in the background the whole first marriage. No one said anything. But I do refuse to come between him and his son. So if he wants to be a full-time dad with that family, don't come back. That's what I tell him. Otherwise, I'll be there to help him and support him. But it was his child, his responsibility. He agreed and came home. We remarried. Another one of these. Please don't divorce somebody that cheated on you, especially when they have a kid, and remarry them. You are looking for a lifetime of heartache. To get back to the story, we were married. She texted and called us to harass us, but refused to let him see his son. I stayed out of it until one day I had enough and told her off. Then she dropped off the face of the earth for 2 years. Fast forward, we started a new business and are looking up. Boom, she's back. They start talking regularly, and how can he see his son without me? You know what? She didn't drop off the face of the earth for 2 years. He was messing around with her the whole time and promising her stuff that he couldn't live up to. Then that's when she got mad and she came back into her life. But back to the story. Fast forward, we started a new business and things are looking up. Boom, she's back. Then they started talking regularly, and now he can see his son, but without me. Then he is allowed to babysit while she works, but only at her house. He cheats, of course, and goes back. I end up having to deal with her on a regular for a minute and not tell her, he's your problem now. Enjoy. It's been over 2 years later. I haven't spoke to either of them, and I don't plan on it. The lesson learned, don't force something you know in your gut doesn't feel right. Listen to your gut. Child, I wish you would have listened to your gut the first time, because you would have saved yourself a lot of heartache. Another caller. I am an AP. The wife has called us several times over the last 2 years. I'm sure he smoothed it over, lied to her, etc., to keep the peace over the course of our affair. He said multiple times he's not ready to walk away from his kids. That's what keeps him home. Tonight he called me and said, "You stupid bitch, leave me the fuck alone." I'm assuming the wife told him to end it with me. Again, she's caught him again, and it isn't the first time he's called and said something. How do you handle ghosting? I am assuming he's agreed to block all contact with me. I've seen comments here that he will be back because she made him end it. But why not just walk away? Wow. This situation will be up for the discussion later in our live broadcast starting in 2023. What are the long-term effects of forgiving a husband for an affair? Lordy, lordy. Okay. I believe and I know I've spoken to and I lived through forgiving a cheater. And it's a lack of trust. I know that trust is completely gone, even if you say you forgive him and you say you trust him. But in the back of your mind, you don't feel the same. And every time they're late coming home, every time they go out, every time they say they're with their friends, you never truly know. And that affects your mind, your body, and your soul, and your sex life. I know when you get into a bed with them, you wonder, did the other person do this? Did the other person do that? Am I as good as? And after a while, that plays on your mind. I know the main thing is trust, and it's never going to be the same again. The marriage can go on another 20 or 30 years. I know from several friends they wish they had done it. They wish they had not done it. They wish they got a divorce because it was never the same. I know they stay together for different reasons. One of my friends stayed together for money, and one stayed together for the children. And they still both wish they hadn't done it. Because the love is not the same, the trust is never the same, and the sex is not what it was. Bottom line, most cases, you forgive your spouse, they're going to be cheating, and you're going to be wondering the same thing that caller just said. That's all for now. Ponder over these Q&A, and then they'll be up for discussion in 2023. Until next time, thank you for listening.